money back because they picked a color they didn't like, and because they threatened to never buy another gallon of paint again, this company gives them an entire order. I mean, what does that teach your customers? Boy, we've gone off the rails a little bit there. This went from breaking up of Facebook and Google to how customers act at paint stores and how weak the mega corporations are when it comes to public criticism. I mean, the Starbucks, right? You just go in there and film them if you're some minority, that is. You go in there and film them and just act a fool, and you might, if you don't get free coffee, they'll do other things for you. They went to the point, I mean, this is how bad Starbucks went through that whole debacle, that they had no guts to stand up to these people and say, hey, you didn't buy coffee? The heck with you. Get the hell out of my store and don't come back. They didn't have the guts to do that to a non-paying customer. They don't even have the guts to stand up to a non-paying customer. What do you think they're going to do to a paying customer? In fact, we should all just start complaining to all these companies. Just go in there, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Wah, wah, wah. I want my money back. Might be a way to take down these corporations that way if they don't have the guts in the government to actually stand up to some of the... It's funny how they're willing to stand up to Google and Facebook, and this is where I'm going with all this. Trump can do it because he knows, as well as I do, and many others, that they definitely have a bias against the alternative conservative media, the alt-right, anything that's considered that, they have a bias against, and they found ways to either remove them from the feed or take them out, or so nobody sees them or very little people see them. He has no problem going after them, but because you got Disney up there, big mega giant on the same level as these other corporations, they putting out social warrior stuff themselves. They put out an agenda, but because it doesn't affect DT over there, he's not going to go after them. Well, I'm saying, Donald Trump, here's what you do. Go after Google, Facebook, I'm fine with that. But put your attention towards Disney and a bunch of other corporations that are so darn huge, as you like to say, huge, and dismantle all the big companies. Anyways, we've got to take a quick break, folks. We're a little long. More on the other side of this. Stay tuned. Now sit your butt down.
The John LeBang Show will be right back.
And I promise you'll love it. Yes. I'd like to take a quick second here to tell you about our new sponsor, Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John LeBang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John LeBang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John LeBang Show. Now, here's John.
Well, another subject we haven't covered a whole lot lately, but it used to be something we used to always discuss, and that was scientists messing with your head. And there's a couple stories that came up this week that got me thinking, and I was like, yeah, we probably need to talk about it. One is a story of where scientists want to be able to turn on and off. What? Well, your consciousness. That's right. They want to be able to go in your brain and turn off your consciousness and turn it on and turn it off and turn it on. Hey, maybe while it's off, you could be a Columbine student, or you could be a... That leads me into a question that I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen. Would you allow scientists to be able to have that kind of control, to turn on and off your consciousness, as if we don't have enough mental health problems in this world. And I also have a companion story, the case of radically enhancing humanity. Yeah, they want to download information into people's brains. So it leads me to another question. Would you allow scientists to download information into your brain if it will apparently make you smarter? That is, if the information they're downloading is accurate. So on one hand, we have scientists that want to be able to turn on and off your consciousness at will. Another set of scientists that want to be able to place information in your brain so it makes you smarter. That's the selling point they're telling. It's going to make you smarter. You can learn all this stuff. You don't even have to really learn it. We're just going to put it in there. Bzzz, I'm smarter. That's right. I went from a 12 IQ to a 14 just like that. I'm so much smarter right now. I'm going to do it again in 2 weeks. They told me I couldn't do it too soon because it really messed my brain up. But I figured, you know what? As soon as I'm ready, I'm going to go from 14 to 16 just like that. That's how advanced we are as a society. Our scientists have nothing better to do than to try to manipulate what's in your head. Whether by inputting data that may make you smarter, that I guess depends on the quality of the information they're inputting, and another set of scientists that just want to turn you on and off whenever they want. I don't know what you're going to do when you're off. It's just like, oh. So ladies and gentlemen, please chime in. Would you let them turn your brain on and off? And would you let other scientists input stuff in your brain? I wonder where they got all these ideas from. I wonder where they've been doing the experiments to make sure they can do these things. All the experiments that they would have had to get to this point. And now they're ready to do it? Who were the subjects of the experiment? Who would subject themselves to these experiments? I mean, they didn't do it to unwitting people, did they? They didn't do it to people that didn't want this to happen. Scientists would never do that, right? So you have to ask yourself, who would do these sort of things? See, I wouldn't do it. That's why I'm asking the question, would you do it? Would you let people, scientists, mad scientists, it's a lie! Input stuff into your brain, or turn your brain on and off. What are they doing while you just better hope when they put your consciousness back in there, when they wake you up from whatever stupor you went into while your consciousness was off, that your pants are still buckled. Or at least when they had the courtesy of zipping you up. I just do not understand either side of the issue. The people who would subject themselves to these experiments and the people who would want to perform these experiments. Like the guy who took I think he was in China. That's the experiment. You want to cut a guy's head off because the rest of his body doesn't work and try to implant it on another person. We're just trying to give that guy a chance. Well, maybe so, but gosh, do you understand the repercussions of this? And the whack job scientists, and don't tell me there not any whack job scientists out there. We brought a whole bunch of them back in Operation Paperclip back in World War II. Yeah. And don't think that just disappeared after World War II. There are a whole bunch of nutty scientists out there. In some ways, you got to be a little over the edge to think of these things because otherwise we'd be in the cave still pounding on rocks. I get that. So there has to be people who think of things that push us beyond what we already know. But man, isn't there a point when you just go, okay, that's too far. It's a little too far. We have maybe we should stop this experiment. We need this data. Yeah, but really messing with people's brains just doesn't sound cool, you know? Well, they aren't people, really, because we got them from the sanitarium.
Now we're sanitizing them.
What's your point?
I don't have one.
May I continue the experiment, then?
Fine, go ahead.
And it's been a subject we've talked about many times. You can go to my website, www.jlebang.com. There's a show prep link there on the right side, right under the Banger TV section. And you can click that and you can see articles that we have left up that have to do with mad scientists and mind control experiments and what they plan to do in the future with your mind. I mean, isn't that the only sacred place you have anymore? There was a time where certain sexual things were sacred, but now do anything you want, stick it anywhere. Hey,
give me a banana!
But like the mind, it's like that's where it's all at, right? Like, can we leave my mind alone? And if there is a crazy person out there, just leave them crazy and just put them somewhere that they don't bother the rest of us, you know? Just get them out of the way. Leave my mind alone and don't do wacky experiments on any kind of subject, willing or unwilling. Just leave that alone. Leave that alone.
But we got to do brain surgery on people because they need brain surgery.
Fine, but don't go in there and try to mess with their consciousness or their memories. Or for that matter, trying to make them smarter. You know, but then we got these people with the transhuman syndrome, where they want to have implants on them to make them better and more efficient. I mean, not only are we not going to be human anymore, we're not going to have a consciousness, and we're not going to have brains because we're just going to download the information. We're not going to learn it for ourselves, so we're not going to appreciate it all. Then we're going to have implants because maybe we want to plug into the microwave for some reason. Get a little juice up there or something. Maybe we're cold, we plug into the microwave, warm your whole body up with that one implant, huh? Great. That's awesome. I am exaggerating here, folks, but I'm trying to push a greater point. It's like there are times when humanity just goes too far. It's like, who's going to vote for anybody in the Democrat Party? This gets me, too, because we've seen now for over 2 years how crazy and whack job most of the left-wingers are. Left-wingers here in the United States, the people that vote Democrat Party, the people who are protesting and destroying things. And why would you give them back any of that power that we took away from them? Why would you do that? They're not mature enough to handle any power in their hands. I'm not saying keep voting Republican, but my God, don't give it back to the Democrats. We just got rid of them. We need to get rid of more of them. Do you guys ever think there's third-party candidates out there? Because there are. And instead of watching the CNNs and the Fox News and all that, why don't you start listening to the alternative media more and get a grip on who these other candidates are in these other parties? Because the only way we're going to fix things on that end is not elect any more Democrats and stay away from the Republicans. The Democrats do things that really damage the country. The Republicans do nothing, which never fixes anything that the Democrats do. Why would you want either one? It's time to move away from the diametrically opposed political system of the Democrats and the Republicans. But I don't expect that to change either. We go too far. We go too far, bouncing back and forth between one and the other.
Oh, we went too far right. Let's go left. We go left. Oh, geez, that's wait, hold on. Go back here and go this way.
It's crazy. And that's the talk in this election. We're going to swing back to the Democrats. Why? We just got rid of them. Don't do it again, you idiots. Don't do it. I think I'm going to take a break right here, folks. We got little bit more in this last segment. Then we'll put this week to bed right after this.